It's time for us to move on to our becoming feature this hour. We live in a world where you probably feel like, hey, I'm struggling with that digital footprint, right? I'm not defined by it. But society is putting so much pressure on me to actually be there and for me to shine there, because if I'm absent there, I won't get future opportunities. Yeah, we live in a world where increasingly we are defined by that online visibility, curated achievements, social media feeds are highlighting certain aspects of us as the professional culture is also prizing that over talent. The pressure is to project a status, and you know what? It's becoming something that's growing in our professionals in different ways. But beneath the surface, there is a big tension, right? Do I feel alienated in this game, or am I feeling like I actually must be on there and it will improve my status in sorts? But I'm wondering also, does that also show a sense of frugality? Are we actually being people who are very much forgetting the substance of what's behind someone's career? Well, to help us on this one, Angela Nzilani is joining us on the line, a transformative life coach. Angela, welcome on the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Angela, it feels performative at times, but in other people are saying, look, it's not performative. It's actually you leveraging social media for your gain. But there's so much pressure, and there are those who are saying, you know what, I'm in between of all of this. I'm not defined by social media as much as I participate. Where do we go? Because it is something that you can't avoid, but it's something that can't really and shouldn't define you.
I think this social media thing and what is going on in the networking field is it seems to be unavoidable right now because it's part of building your brand, and everything has become visible. Every career, everything is becoming visible, and we have to put ourselves out there to sell what we have to sell. However, there are many people who are confusing this appearance with achievement, and it's causing a lot of people peace, purpose, and authenticity. So we tend to go to people for maybe something like a service, and apparently that person doesn't even know what they're doing. They're just following what others are doing, and so there seems to be a thin line between the real success and the real need for using social media for business, as well as putting yourself there, because now everything is being advertised, and success is being advertised. We put our relationships on social media, our children, our families, things that are not supposed to be there at all. If we could all just put social media, use social media as business media, then I think the network platform would be a better place, because you would go for what you really need. But there's a lot of confusion going on, and we seem not to be able to avoid it.
Yeah. Angela, we can't remove ourselves from society, can we? And, people like to say, if you don't move with the times, you get left behind. And that's where the issue is, right? Because you also want to remain yourself. You want to remain true to who you are. But if you really don't move with the times, there are many ways that you can get left behind in a world that doesn't exist anymore. How do you live in these two worlds, right? One where you are truly being true to yourself, but also continue to be a part of an ever-moving world?
For me, I would say everyone has to define success for themselves, because unless you do that, you will just live success according to everybody else's standards, and it will never be about you. And life is supposed to be about you. That's where we get validation. That's because being you taking charge of your own life, taking charge of your own mind, and taking charge of how you interpret what is really going on. So we have to realize that this is not a competition. We are not on a competition. However, when it comes to business, of course, competition is something that we cannot avoid, because you have a client that I want, and I want to look for a way to get that client. So I will I look for a way to tweak what I do in a way that pleases the client better than that he's pleased on the other side. So yes, when we talk about business, we are in competition. But again, when you look at personal life, we are not in competition in any way. Every individual has their own path, and we just have to, without fear of being irrelevant, we just have to be authentic and look at social media as a social place. We are social human beings. Human beings are social beings. So we, as much as we may want to avoid that, then we just put ourselves out there authentically. And I think we are really, I would say, instead of selling ourselves, we sell what we are really selling. We go out there and share what it is that we are building up and what we are selling to everyone else. And we become very good at it, so that it's not a copy-paste mechanism that you're trying to.
All right, I want to unpack this a little bit less. I want to push back to what you were saying earlier on, because it is competitive, this social media thing, because there's so many people that are doing it, and it's oversaturated, and you also have to compete in terms of your post and in terms of your profile actually becoming one that is shining on there. But also the competition is also happening in real life with real people, and navigating those two worlds can be complicated, Angela. We'll speak about that after the break. Stay with us right here on Channel Africa.
Got something to say? Are you passionate about issues that matter?
Do you have a voice that deserves to be heard?
Well, we've got the perfect platform for you. Call in or drop us a WhatsApp on +27 63 406 9126.
And we will call you back.
So you could have your say and be part of the conversation.
30 years of age. I just turned 30 on the 15th of November. So yeah, that's who I am, you know.
It's not just talk. It's your chance to air your views.
Share your opinion.
Engage with a community that values your perspective.
Follow us on our social media.
Visit our website at www.channelafrica.co.za
and get ready to share your views
on Channel Africa,
the African perspective. Keeping you on the know and on the move.
Yeah, the world has its own ways, and the world that we're living in right now becomes ever so complicated because it feels like we're zooming into lives that are not our own, that are displayed and curated, particularly to be seen. So how do you navigate the two, right? What society offers us and how we see, you know, the difference between our own lives and the ever so beautiful, curated, aesthetic lives of others, but also remain true to yourself and have that substance. That's in our becoming conversation for the day. Angela Nzilani is a transformative life coach and continues this conversation with us. Angela, you know, let's speak about that, because we do have to push back in some way. It's one thing to say, hey guys, use social media just for yourself, use it as a business tool. It's not that deep. But the truth is, it is that deep. And the reason why we're seeing these things all over our timelines is because everybody is trying to keep up with the Joneses. And unfortunately, if you don't in some way keep up, you will find yourself sort of being pushed on the outskirts of society, right? Angela, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I had lost you a little bit.
Okay, all right. I'm glad you're back. Did you hear what I asked?
Kindly go back to the question.
Okay, so I'm asking you, how do we navigate that? Because if we don't also keep up with the Joneses, we might find ourselves pushed up to the edge of society. And nobody wants to be at the edge of society, right?
Yeah. So, you know, today, funny enough, I came across a meme that was saying, that was showing a tailor who was looking very tired, and it's saying the irony that business people are finding themselves into and realizing that they have to dance on social media and for them to attract clients, because all clients have gone to those who are showing off out there. And as much as we might want to really, hold ourselves back as entrepreneurs, we still have to show ourselves out there. And we are not showing out ourselves out there to, as a performance, but it's supposed to be a place of service. What am I offering to the next person? What problem am I solving with these pages that I've opened? Am I here to solve a problem, or am I here just to perform? And it narrows down to what is purpose. And I think social media has clouded the meaning of purpose, and we're just out there doing things. So long as the shilling comes in, as long as the dollar comes in, we don't care what we do. And people are doing absurd things out there. But there are things that we can do. First of all, because social media is very addictive, and it's something that if we don't look out, then we can find ourselves, stop being social beings, and we become like we are controlled by these machines that we code. So we have to fast detox, learn, have a routine where we detox so that it doesn't become addictive and it doesn't become something that is controlling us, but we are taking control. So have times where you say, between maybe this time and this time, I'm going to be doing something that is social. I connect with human beings as human beings, not human beings with machines or through machines. And also things like practicing gratitude. Be grateful that social media is here. Thank it. Thank what we have. Thank God for what we have, because social media has come to make things easy. It hasn't come to make things harder for us. So if it is there, then be grateful that it's there. It is there. Before you put yourself out there, before you post anything, I don't know, maybe just pray over it. I believe that there are so many energies out there, and as much as everyone is posting and bringing all these things and they are colliding, and somebody's, we just pray to reach out to the right people. And this one will help us shift our focus from what we lack and what other people have out there that we are seeing. Instead, we just become grateful for what we really have. Then you can also have authenticity check. Sure. Keep on checking yourself, and this narrows down to what is self-awareness. So are you self-aware, and are you aware of what you're really posting? So before posting, ask yourself, am I doing this for an applause, or am I doing this because there's meaning deeper? There's a deeper meaning into what I am doing.
I love that you said that. And at times social media overshadows what's happening even in our real lives. We still need to connect. You still need to write an email to someone and say, let's set up a meeting, right? Let's meet face to face. There are so many opportunities in the physical that we are missing out on because our eyes are fixed on what's happening on social media. How much is that such an important component that, still make sure that even in your real life, you actually dealing with things in a way that it's not overshadowed by your expectations of social media? Because I think at times we give social media functions that it has nothing to do with it, and we give it responsibilities that are out of their hands and control of some of these social media platforms.
Social media, sometimes it's like the success that we get out there, if we are not careful, becomes like slavery, or we are in an illusion of success, but it's not really success. So we need to keep asking ourselves, what reward am I getting from all this? Am I fulfilled from all this? And am I choosing authenticity? Because being authentic is usually an act of courage. It's not, it's not for you to feel cornered or for you to feel like you're being put in a hard place. But it's for you to feel like I'm not a slave, yes. I'm just being authentic. I'm sharing what I have to share. I'm sharing what needs to be shared so that because I was in this space, the world became a better place. So I think it's for everyone to keep asking themselves, as I want to do this business, am I solving any problem for somebody else? Because at the end of the day, we were not created. I don't know whether you're spiritual or not, but everyone was created for a purpose. We were not created just for ourselves, to feel good for ourselves, to do good for ourselves, and everything else just surrounds, takes, the center stage is us. But when we look at life, like, human beings feel good when they serve. I'm here because I'm serving, and I feel fulfilled. It's a sense of fulfillment. If you're given everything you want in the world in terms of material gain, and you don't have that fulfillment, you find yourself just wanting to do more, and it ends up hurting yourself and hurting other people.
Yeah.
So what is driving that space? What is driving this movement? Are you confusing success for an illusion? And at the end of the day, we will all die. And when you die, all these things we are gaining, where do we take them to? Or what happens to them?
Yeah.
When you look at it that way, then you realize that there's no need to keep on, doing the wrong things or doing things that you don't love just because you want to get
Of
money.
course.
But again, ask yourself, why am I in this space? And who can I serve to feel fulfilled? Because at the end of the day, fulfillment is where happiness comes from.
Yes.
Every time we go shopping, we want to feel that happiness, but we bring these things home and you start feeling empty again, and you want to shop again. Why is that so? But when you go and serve, let's say you've gone to a children's home and you've cooked for them and given them, what they don't have and they need, you come home feeling fulfilled, and you stay with that feeling for a very long time.
All right, Angela, we'll need to leave it there. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. Just really quickly, in a few seconds, let us know where we can find you on social media to really get engaged with you in more of these kinds of conversations.
Thank you. My name is Angela Nzilani in all my platforms. I have also a women's movement that just recently started. I'm calling it Milestone Queens Network. Milestone Queens Network. And we are going to be growing even wider and doing many events, different events for women. But my social media platforms are Coach Angela Nzilani.
I love that. Well, thank you so much. That's Transformative Life Coach Angela Nzilani.